In an age defined by unprecedented connectivity, where the tap of a finger can summon a cascade of voices, the irony lies in our shared experience of profound loneliness. The present century is a paradox. We are surrounded by digital avatars and social media platforms that emanate voices like echoes through a cavernous landscape, inviting us to engage, yet they often foster isolation. The dilemma of modern life is not merely the absence of company, but rather the absence of meaningful connection, the finer threads that weave the intricate fabric of human relationships. Imagine walking through a bustling city, the streets alive with the blare of car horns, the chatter of pedestrians, and the steady rhythm of life around you. Yet, amidst the din, a curious silence can creep in, a sense of being an observer in a world that rolls on without you. We may find ourselves seated in a crowded cafe, laughing at jokes shared over the glow of illuminated screens. Yet, the laughter feels hollow. We yearn for intimacy, for eyes that meet ours with understanding, a smile that conveys warmth. Instead, there's an engagement with curated identities, often leaving behind the authentic self that craves genuine connection. In psychological terms, this phenomenon can be described as the paradox of choice, where an overabundance of connections creates an illusion of companionship while leaving us more fragmented than before. Drifting through various social media feeds, we compare our lives against a backdrop of filtered perfection. We often forget the beauty of authenticity, the messiness of human existence littered with flaws, imperfections, and raw emotions. In this race for likes and followers, we can drown out the truths that bind us together. Consider the story of Emily, a vibrant artist who moved to a new city seeking inspiration and artistic connection. Initially filled with excitement, she posted pictures of her adventures and shared snippets of her creativity online. The likes poured in, but as weeks turned into months, a chilling realization sank in. In the maze of digital interactions, she felt more alone than ever. Despite the bright screens and fleeting interactions, she longed for the cozy conversations shared over cups of coffee, the warmth of a friend's voice, the solace of being truly seen. Emily's journey illustrates a poignant truth. While technology has made it easier to connect across miles, it seems to have rendered more challenging the pursuit of profound relationships. As the moon waxes and wanes, so too does our understanding of solitude. To confront our own feelings of loneliness is to embark on an inward journey, a path woven with shadows of self-reflection and awareness. What if we viewed solitude not as an enemy, but rather as a companion, holding within it the potential for growth? What if the emptiness we sometimes feel isn't a void to be feared, but a blank canvas upon which we can paint our true selves? These questions challenge us to shift our perspective on loneliness, a gentle nudge towards rediscovery, urging us to explore within ourselves with honesty and vulnerability. Throughout history, great minds have celebrated moments of solitude. Think of Henry David Thoreau, who sought the woods to detach from society only to find profound insights in stillness. He once wrote, "The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation." The invitation, then, is to consider that in embracing solitude, we may stumble upon sacred truths tucked away in the corners of our minds, waiting to be uncovered. Instead of fearing the solitude that emerges, perhaps finding an equilibrium within it can unlock a new dimension of our existence. As we reflect on the weight of our contemporary solitude, we must recognize its intricacies, its duality. When confronted properly, the stillness can lead us toward self-discovery, urging us to ask probing questions, questions that may build bridges within our hearts rather than walls around them. The journey is just beginning, and with every step, we inch closer to understanding the hidden gifts that lay wrapped within the cocoon of our modern loneliness, the inner echoes of isolation. The landscape of modern life is laced with a curious paradox. Around every corner, it offers a multitude of experiences and human interactions. Yet too often, it ensnares us in a web of isolation. To navigate this landscape is akin to traversing a vast desert. While infinite horizons stretch before us, the journey can feel lonely, arid, and devoid of meaningful encounters. How can we listen to the inner echoes of our isolation, transforming them into melodies of insight and awareness? Think back to a powerful moment in your own life when you felt completely alone, even among a crowd. Perhaps it was during a too loud celebration, surrounded by laughter, friends, and good food. Yet a flickering sense of disconnection pulled you away, and you felt more like an outsider looking in. This experience could serve as a poignant reminder that our deepest connections often reside beneath the surface, a chorus of unmet aspirations and unspoken words. To illustrate this further, consider the profile of a young man named Alex. Despite social media's promises of connection, he found himself increasingly locked within his own shield, a fortress built of self-doubt. In his relentless pursuit of approval, he measured his worth through the number of followers he amassed, the likes he received on his art, seeking validation in likes instead of genuine appreciation. Alex's art went unnoticed, tucked away beneath an inconspicuous digital veil. The irony? It was not his art that failed to resonate, but rather the walls he built around himself that stifled the very connections he sought. Alex's internal battle represents a thread shared across many of our lives. The modern condition seems to mask our authentic selves with layers of expectations and self-preservation. The internal echoes of isolation are not merely lonely whispers. They beckon us to listen closely, to understand that feelings of discomfort often indicate something far more significant. Beneath this feeling lies a rich soil where we can cultivate growth. We may discover that through isolation, we can unleash creativity, embrace our vulnerabilities, and ultimately redefine the meaning of connection. As our journey winds through the essence of modern isolation, it presents us with an opportunity to engage in meaningful dialogue with ourselves. Embracing solitude, rather than shying away from it, allows us to peel back the layers, to explore our fears, dreams, and ambitions. What is it that we truly desire? What are the dreams that, when voiced aloud, seem absurd yet liberating? The echoes of isolation can become a call to action, inviting us to awaken our dormant passions and draw upon hidden reservoirs of purpose. At this juncture, it's crucial to highlight that every individual on this planet experiences solitude. It is a common thread that interlaces our stories and fuels creativity. Think of the artists, writers, and visionaries who withdrew into silence only to emerge with transformative ideas and insights. Van Gogh painting under solitary stars, or Virginia Woolf finding freedom in her own thoughts by writing in a room of her own. The task becomes clear. When we embrace our solitude and unravel the mystery within, we open the door to reinvention. Let us consider the power of choice, how we respond to the stillness that surrounds us. With every choice to confront our isolation, we toggle between the urgency to escape and the quiet acceptance of solitude. In pausing to acknowledge our solitude, we give ourselves permission to feel. It is within these moments of reflection that we can begin to understand our most authentic selves, truly acknowledging our hopes, our fears, and the vast landscape of our emotions. As we set foot on this journey to reconstruct our relationship with loneliness, we must remain mindful of our surroundings. Modern society tends to treat loneliness as an ailment, pushing us toward distractions that only serve as temporary salves. Yet, what if we ventured to see isolation as a profound teacher? When we embrace our solitude, as Alex learned through his art, we bear witness to our own stories unfolding with grace. In essence, the inner echoes of isolation can shape the contours of our existence, guiding us to uncover our hidden strengths. The pursuit of understanding and connection doesn't merely dwell in the external. Rather, it is enriched when we dare to delve within. These layers of isolation may reveal a treasure trove of creativity, inviting us to forge meaningful connections with the true essence of ourselves and thus with others. The inherent gifts of loneliness. As we delve deeper into the labyrinth of modern loneliness, we begin to confront a critical question. What if we reframed our understanding of loneliness as a conduit for profound personal awakening? This line of inquiry leads us to ponder the inherent gifts that reside within solitude, an idea so simple yet often overlooked in our hyper-connected society. Human beings are, by nature, social creatures, yearning for connection, love, and community. We navigate our lives through relationships forged with family, friends, and colleagues. However, it is essential to recognize that with every silver lining comes its shadow. While the joys of companionship bring euphoria, our experiences of loneliness open opportunities for uncovering hidden blessings, urging us to nurture our personal growth. Consider the journey of a young woman named Maya, who seemingly had it all: a flourishing career, an active social life, and numerous acquaintances. Yet, beneath the surface, she wrestled with feelings of disconnection, questioning the authenticity of her relationships. One fateful day, on the way to an art exhibit alone, Maya encountered an opportunity, a moment of clarity amid her emotional turmoil. In a flicker of inspiration, she began to sketch in her notepad the profound complexities of loneliness. What began as a cathartic release transformed into a series of captivating pieces exploring the intricate nuances of human connection. In the depths of her solitude, Maya gained newfound insight, realizing that her thoughts were enriched by the silence. The act of channeling her emotions onto paper introduced her to a depth she had previously overlooked. She learned to embrace the alchemy of solitude, how its inherent gifts could lead her to self-discovery and artistic expression. It's fascinating how, through the lens of her own lonely experience, she uncovered a well of creativity that she hadn't known existed. The gifts of loneliness often serve as mirrors, reflecting our true essence back to us, teaching us valuable lessons in authenticity. They have the potential to foster self-reliance, compassion, and deeper connections with both ourselves and others. We learn resilience by confronting the discomfort of solitude, standing tall in the face of our vulnerabilities, and embracing the intricacies that make us human. These gifts emerge when we allow ourselves the space to breathe, granting permission to explore our thoughts without judgment. What if we moved away from the prescriptive narrative surrounding loneliness, viewing it not as a dilemma, but a necessary antidote to busyness? Perhaps it becomes evident that within these moments of solitude, we tap into a sacred wellspring where potential lies. When we travel inward, we may discover a creative world awaiting our arrival. This journey into solitude offers us the opportunity to explore our passions, grooming our creativity like a fragile flower seeking sunlight. As we embark on this path of self-exploration, it is essential to acknowledge the intricacies of our emotional landscape. The great philosopher Rainer Maria Rilke once declared, "Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves." What a stirring invitation to dwell in the mystery. By allowing ourselves the grace to sit with our discomfort, we unlock layers of insights previously obscured by distraction. Through this lens, we can begin to recognize the kaleidoscope of emotions that loneliness offers, framed within art, poetry, and even the stillness of nature. Picture poets discovering inspiration in their solitude, spinning words that resonate with so many, tracing the fine line between isolation and liberation. Embrace the musicians who meditate amidst lonely chords, creating melodies that echo the collective human experience, allowing us a reprieve from our disconnected lives. As we contemplate our unique journeys through loneliness, what becomes clear emerges. It is an undeniable teacher. The gifts that sprout from these solitary experiences invite us to appreciate the blessings nestled amid the struggles. Through the act of reflection, we unearth the wisdom gained from our emotional tumult, recognizing how these lessons can guide our encounters with ourselves and others, forging authentic connections based on genuine understanding. In essence, the art of existing within the solitude of modern life is not a trivial endeavor. It encapsulates the potential for transformation and growth. Each note of loneliness can begin a beautiful symphony of creation. When we embrace the gifts hidden within our solitude, we invite a renaissance, not just within ourselves, but in our communities. The journey does not end here. It is merely the passage toward the realization that true connection transcends the superficial, arising from an appreciation of the quiet voices that resonate within us. Building bridges through connection. Drawing from the narratives we've explored so far, the next logical step is to examine how we can bridge the chasms of isolation that often threaten to engulf us. It is a fascinating endeavor to consider, not merely from a psychological perspective, but from a profound human experience one strives to share. So, how do we seek connection amid the waves of modern loneliness? What strategies can we employ to nurture authentic relationships, to cultivate a sense of belonging? First, we can start by recognizing the power of vulnerability. It is the very cornerstone of relationships built on trust. It may feel counterintuitive to lower our defenses in a world that often champions self-reliance. However, when we brave the storm of our insecurities, peel away the layers of pretense, and reveal our authentic selves, we illuminate a path for others to follow. Vulnerability becomes a bridge that connects hearts, transcending the isolating aspects of modern life. Let's rejoin Maya in her artistic journey. After immersing herself in her creative endeavors, she decided to organize a small exhibition to showcase her work, the very essence of her exploration of loneliness. The outcome? A profound experience of connection. Attendees shared their personal narratives, recounting their own struggles with isolation and the power of creative expression. As Maya listened, she discovered that through her vulnerability, she had empowered others to share their own stories. A collective tapestry woven with empathy and understanding. As we unveil our narratives, we invite others to do the same, transforming our disparate experiences into a vibrant patchwork of human connection. What would happen if we dared to ask the questions that lie uneasy on the tip of our tongues? What if we reached out to a coworker and, instead of the casual pleasantries, asked how they truly felt? This profound shift from superficial interaction to a more heartfelt connection encourages us to build bridges with newfound authenticity. Another powerful antidote to modern loneliness lies in shared experiences, creating opportunities for connection that transcend our individual narratives. Perhaps this takes the shape of community gatherings, book clubs, workshops, or support groups that forge spaces where individuals can unearth commonality amid their unique stories. When we engage with one another in collaborative endeavors, we cultivate relationships that welcome our shared humanity. To illustrate, think of the power found within volunteerism. When we step beyond our solitude to extend a helping hand, we are greeted by shared purpose. Acts of service can evoke a sense of belonging that elevates our collective experience. As empathy guides our interactions, we foster communities that embrace every facet of existence. The remarkable gift behind service lies not only in the lives touched, but in the bridges formed through empathy, the shared humanity that binds us together as we tread through lonely waters. Still, we must remain mindful and present, nurturing these connections. Like the threads that weave a tapestry, human relationships require maintenance. Are we dedicating time to nurture these connections? Our lives become more fulfilling when we invest our energy in the relationships we treasure, such as exchanging stories over breakfast or hosting intimate gatherings that celebrate our shared experiences. Perhaps the greatest honor we bestow upon ourselves and others is our time, the essence of love, understanding, and compassion. While life's demands may pull us in myriad directions, the act of choosing to build meaningful connections cultivates a rich emotional landscape, replacing isolation with community spirit. However, to truly lead, we must learn to present ourselves willing to relinquish our fears while boldly stepping into the light to connect with those around us. As we examine the tapestry of modern existence, we must embrace the duality of connection, the inevitable recognition that with every moment spent building bridges among others, we must first learn to forge them within ourselves. Hence, by cultivating an understanding of our own complexities, we position ourselves to extend the line of connection to others, enriching our lives and the lives of those we encounter. As we venture forth, let us foster a sense of curiosity for the connections we nurture. May we embrace the untold stories unfolding around us. In the end, we discover that loneliness is not simply a sorrowful void, but rather a canvas upon which we paint the stories of our shared existence, woven together, each thread contributing to the magnificent tapestry of life. Embracing the journey forward. As we draw near the end of this exploration, we stand at the convergence of understanding, an intersection where the journeys of solitude and connection intertwine. In framing the narrative of modern loneliness, we have delved into its deeper qualities, revealed our vulnerabilities, unearthed hidden gifts, and embarked on a quest to build bridges through authentic connections. It is indeed a voyage worthy of celebration, for it encapsulates our most profound human experience. Yet as we emerge from these reflections, we must confront the dynamic nature of this journey. Loneliness may never vanish from our lives entirely, after all. Rather, it ebbs and flows, often inviting us to grow and evolve. What if we viewed this inevitability not as a limitation but as an open field, an arena filled with possibilities to explore, learn, and connect? This notion challenges us to harness our moments of solitude, not as burdens, but as invitations to respond to our inner landscape with compassion and curiosity. Take the case of individuals such as Sebastian, who, after years of grappling with loneliness, molded his experiences into opportunities for connection by facilitating workshops on mental health and emotional resilience. His story stands as a testament to the power of transformation. From isolation and despair emerged the seeds of hope and strength. In sharing his journey, he collected a community of individuals with shared interests, fostering a support network that offered solace and inspiration. This blossoming community became not just a refuge from loneliness, but a sanctuary for growth. As we contemplate these narratives, we must remember that we each carry within us the power to instigate change, not only in our lives, but in the lives of others. The journey forward compels us to reach out, extending beyond our comfort zones, sharing our stories while encouraging others to speak theirs. In recognizing that we are often the architects of our loneliness, we unlock a pathway to potential connection that blossoms from mutual understanding and empathy. Perhaps we can ask ourselves, what legacy do we yearn to leave in our wake? As we navigate this landscape of modern life, let us also appreciate the collective wisdom that emerges from our stories. The threads connecting us are woven with generational wisdom, echoing lessons passed through the ages, from the poets whose verses sing of solitude to the philosophers who ponder the essence of existence. There exists an innate beauty in embracing the joys and sorrows of the human condition. It is a mosaic decorated with colors that arise from every facet of life. While we may still encounter loneliness, a feeling that lingers like an uninvited guest, it can also be regarded as a beacon, reminding us of our shared humanity and awakening a desire for connection. Embrace loneliness, for it holds the power to unearth that which lies dormant within us. It encourages us to lean into the questions that beckon. What gifts lie in wait, and how can they guide us toward meaningful interactions? Ultimately, our quest to reconcile with modern loneliness offers us a profound understanding that it's not merely a battle to overcome, but a continuous exploration to savor. Each step we take illuminates a path towards self-discovery and holistic growth. Intricate connections forged from emotion, art, and authentic expressions of our shared journeys. As we conclude, let us hold on to the threads binding us together. Both the silken strands of interdependence and the rugged ropes connecting us in solidarity. These connections remind us that loneliness, while sometimes an unwelcome guest, also carries within it the essence of our lives' most colorful, transformative experiences. As we walk this journey together, may we illuminate the shadows of loneliness with empathy, understanding, and love, fully aware of the gifts that wait silently alongside each step we take forward.